Newsbrief. Congregate's digital video game Storefront Kartridge has announced 5 games that will be hitting its platform as timed exclusives this year. Storefront exclusivity has been the weapon of choice for the numerous new PC game shops that have popped up in the last few years, with other platforms like the Epic Game Store, a Discord marketplace, penning deals that encourage devs to skip Steam, though sometimes only temporarily, in favor of their own stores. To that end, Kartridge has announced that Gamasutra to return to Dust, Hill its other demons, Sword Souls, Never Seen, and a yet entitled Wonder Part sequel, are all hitting Kartridge as limited time, premiering on Kartridge exclusives. In a press release, the company notes that this first selection is a slight nod to Congregate's origins as a purveyor of Flash-based games. These games are outside of the Wonder Part sequel, due to launch in the second quarter of 2019. Park in Play is a new initiative launched earlier today in partnership with USTWOGAMES, addressing the issue of a lack of people of color in the United Kingdom game scene. This is great to see, and it's really important for other developers to recognize the importance of creating a space where game developers of color can network, discuss their experiences, and lobby the industry to be more inclusive. Park in Play is described by the group as racial equity and inclusion movement, with a goal to improve representation and provide events and initiatives for people of color either working in the industry or wanting to join. Shalaraman, co-founder of Park in Play, tells The Guardian that the group is not just a place to network but it's also a tool for the industry. A lot of publishers do want a more diverse workforce, but they may have blind spots. We can help with that, says Ramanan. We do want things to change. If a developer wants to be considered with portrayal, then we should be able to help, even if that's to suggest someone they need to pay to be a consultant. People of color should not be doing this labor for free. The large team includes co-founders Adam Campbell, Azumi, and Charlotte Ramanan, Threefold Games, as well as Nita Ahmad, ex-panelist, Mike Anderson, Astul Games, Jody R. Tizlocat Games, Dagale, Altered Jane, and Mu Foams Art. The first of Park in Play's monthly networking events will take place from 7 to 9 p.m. at Astul Games, London Studio on March 22nd.
2019
Interested developers can sign up here. Also, be sure to check out the #QM post and the hashtag on Twitter to check out the work from game devs of color. CI Games, the developer and publisher behind Sniper Ghost Warrior and the Odds of the Fallen franchises, has announced the creation of a new publishing label, Collagenated Label. According to a press release, United Label will be dedicated to indie developers, and already has 5 games in its repertoire: INCLUDINGLKIF Rowan Falling Country House, Eldest Souls from Fallen Flag Studios, Tales of Iron from Oddbox Studios, and Horror from Lunaris Iris. United Label will pursue its expansion by gathering creative talents, offering a structure to success and building long-term relationships with developers. Gamasutra Games CEO, Marek Tymiński, speaking to Gamasutra, United Label explained it. LL be funding game developers in exchange for a revenue share, though it underlines the importance of devs having options, adopting a flexible and agile structure. Our first priority is to fully understand and be on the same page as each of our partners, understanding that there is no one-size-fits-all answer, especially when it comes to the scope of funding, explained the fledgling label. We offer, on a case-by-case basis, flexible funding models depending on individual developers' needs. The publishing label is also aware of the state of the industry for developers looking to get their games noticed in a crowded market. The only solution to succeed is strong quality and differentiation. It added, "We have learned much from our past experiences in the space between indie and AAA, and intend to use this crucial knowledge and strong team spirit to create innovative ideas to attract new audiences." As for what United Label is looking for in developers they might want to support, it really depends. First and foremost, we are looking for talented teams who are ready to join this new thinking. Continued the publisher. Regarding the type of games we are looking for, I would say it's really dependent on gameplay and artistic direction. Our current approach relies on finding games with strong global design and unique, striking artistic directions. Our goal is to continue finding indie jewels and offering the right, adaptive publishing muscles to enable them to shine at the level they deserve. Arky and Eldest Son is slated for release in 2019, while Tales of Iron and Horror will come in 2020. Those of you interested in learning more about United Label and its catalog of games can click here. South Korean publisher Com2S has acquired a majority stake in the mobile studio Day7, which is known for developing romantic visual novel games. The deal was SUPPOSCDLYXECUTDBECAUSC. Com2S believes this investment will help the company continue its growth into markets overseas, as reported by Pocket Gamer. The publisher confirmed ownership, along with management rights for Day7, earlier this week. Financial details of the deal were not publicly disclosed. Seoul-based studio Day7 has released around 30 visual novels for both iOS and Android devices, with Wannabe, a role-playing game targeting women for its core audience, as its latest game development. This interview is part of our Road to the If series. You can find the rest by clicking here. Forgotten and takes the player to a land of the items we have forgotten. Our discarded socks, toys, and other objects given striking life in a world built to evoke the feeling of an animated feature. Gamasutra had a chat with Alfred Nguyen, creative director and producer for the Excellence in Visual Art nominated Forgotten Ed, about the game's themes of finding identity in a consumerist and conformist culture, as well as the thoughts that went into making players feel like they re-exploring a full world of creatures, both realistic and fantastic. My name is Alfred Nguyen, and I am the creative director and producer on Forgotten Ed. I went to the National Film School of Denmark and planned to make animated movies back in 2004. But over the course of the program, we were introduced to game development as well, collaborating with other university students to form teams and make game prototypes. That was my introduction to making games. Before then, I'd always played and enjoyed games, but the technical side of it had always been a barrier to imagining how games could be made. Since graduating, I have been working in a variety of roles on games and animation films, mainly mobile games, before founding Throughline Games in 2014 with the aim to combine both my passion for storytelling and love for games with the amount of work that goes into realizing a game. I knew I wanted to conceive of a concept that was vast in its imagination and the possibilities it offered to delve into themes I was preoccupied with. This relates to forming one's identity amidst a consumerist and conformist culture, to what I call the circle of neglect, where negative thoughts on how you were brought up kind of affects how you treat others. So, the whole premise of Forgotten Ed is built on a worldview of people, in modern societies, having lost empathic connection with each other, leading us to treat each other as objects. Once we started fleshing out the concept of the Forgotten Lands, things just evolved, unmoved, interesting questions were posed, and we just went along as interesting issues were discovered that felt natural to explore to the plot and journey of the main character. Visually, my personal drawing style has always leaned towards the Ghibli style of anime, and, coming from an animation film background, the combination of painted backgrounds and traditional animation was a natural approach to the project. This was also because part of our mission was to create a playable, animated feature to focus on seamlessness and blur the lines between cinematic cutscenes and gameplay in a true game. Our art director brought a lot of realism to the environments with rich details and helped create a very dense atmosphere, with a feeling of depth that we wanted the game to possess, despite it being a 2D game.